Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Good evening and welcome to Khan Global Studies. So I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. So in the last session, we have discussed about some of the topics. For example, we have discussed about the Kosi River. We have also discussed about the electoral reforms. Then other topics also, GLP-1 drugs. So these were the topics which we have discussed in the last session. Now in today's session, we will discuss these topics. First of all, we are going to talk about the depreciation of rupee. We are going to talk about this one topic of depreciation of rupee. You may have seen that rupee has fallen to a new low. $1 is now having value of more than 90 rupees. So there has been a consistent decrease or depreciation in the Indian currency. So we will try to first see what is the meaning of depreciation, how it impacts. Then we will also try to see this one part, what are the factors which are responsible for it? What are the factors which are responsible for this depreciation? The second topic which we are going to talk about is international idea. Idea is not like some new thought, some new ideology. Here when we are talking about idea, it is basically referring to an institution. We will talk about this institution. We will see what it does and why this is there in the news. Then we will talk about the parliamentary functioning. We are going to see this from the mains perspective. We are going to look at this from mains perspective about the parliamentary functioning. And then again we are going to talk about Kosi River. Last day we have seen certain portions of it. Last day we have seen just this one part, that when we are talking about Kosi River, what are the major things about it from the prelims point of view. Now we are going to see one angle, why there is so much flood in Kosi, and at the same time the existing mechanisms which are there, are they sufficient or not? Embankments along the coast of Kosi, is it beneficial or not? We will try to examine that. Okay. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in today's session. So let us first discuss some questions and then we will come to this one topic also. Which of the following is not a left bank tributary of river Ganga? Which of the following is not a left bank tributary of river Ganga? So this is the first topic, this is the first question. Which of the following is not a left bank tributary of river Ganga? First option is Gandak, Kosi, Mahananda, and then Hooghly. So which of them is not a left bank tributary of river Ganga? There is a question that foundation batch में CSET की भी classes होती है क्या? I think so. It depends on which batch you are in. In your batch, all these details are mentioned. D option, C option. If we look at this, Gandak, Koshi and Mahananda, these are the three left bank tributaries of river Ganga. But when we are talking about this Hooghly River is in fact not even a tributary. It is called as a distributary of river Ganga. This one is basically a distributary of river Ganga. It is not even a tributary. It is a distributary of river Ganga. So that's why the D answer will be the correct answer here. The essential medicine list has been prepared by World Health Assembly to suggest the basic essential medicines in any country. The inclusion of GLP-1 drugs in the essential medicine list will lead to a sharp decline in its prices globally. तो परिवर्तन बैच परचेज करे या सीसेट मॉड्यूल या बोथ? See, Shankar, if you look at this, परिवर्तन batch has a different ambit. It is like having a comprehensive test and all other things, test plus mentorship plus all other features. CSET module, if you look at this, CSET module is different. CSET module is like you are also having classes of CSET, then practice and others. So it depends on your requirement. If you think that you need a thorough understanding of all the portions of CSAT, then you may look at both of them. D option, neither one nor two. There is one answer from Ishita that the answer will be option number D. One answer is option number A also, C also, C also. So if we look at this, first one is saying the essential medicine list has been prepared by World Health Assembly to suggest the basic essential medicines in any country. This one option is incorrect. World Health Assembly is not preparing the essential medicine list. This is one topic which we have read in the month of September, and there also I have told you this, that the essential medicine list is prepared by the team of expert doctors, not the World Health Assembly. World Health Assembly is an organization which is just for decision making. It is for decision making. It is for like identifying the agenda of World Health Organization, not just preparing the list. So first one is incorrect. Second is saying that it will lead to a sharp decline in its prices globally. There is no such thing like that. There is no such thing like that, that it will lead to sharp decline in the prices globally. It is not going to happen like that. So that's why both of them are incorrect. The answer will be option number D. How many of the following are sharing border with Red Sea? Eritrea, Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt. Eritrea, Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt. How many of them are sharing borders with Red Sea? How many of them are sharing border with Red Sea? Last day we have discussed this one topic, like we were talking about Sudan. And when we were talking about Sudan, we have also seen the Red Sea. So here the question is, how many of them are not sharing border with, how many of them are sharing border with Red Sea? D option, all four. C option. C option. So if you look at this, there is one country which is not sharing, that is Ethiopia. Eritrea, Sudan, and Egypt, they are all sharing borders with Red Sea. So answer here will be option number C. Ethiopia is landlocked. Ethiopia is one such country which is landlocked. It is not sharing border with Red Sea or any other sea. It is landlocked. Okay. So this is one part. Here the answer will be C option, only 3. Okay. Now, like I told you last day also about this Parivartan batch. So Parivartan batch, like Shankar, you were asking, this is having like tests plus live discussion plus mentorship plus current affair recorded classes, current affair sessions, okay, magazines. So all these things are included as part of the Parivartan batch. It is there in Hindi as well as English medium. Okay. Then if you look at this, it is starting from 23rd of December. Okay. For offline centers, we have here in Karol Bagh, Mukherjee Nagar, Prayagraj, Musallapur, Boring Road. In all these centers, offline tests are going to be conducted. Okay. Plus, along with the test, there is a program in which there will be live session of the test discussion. Suppose you have solved 50 questions, and while solving question, you may have faced certain difficulties. So just after the test, after 30 minutes, there will be the live discussion of the test on your app or website. From there itself, you will get the idea that how to avoid those confusion and all. So this is one thing which is going to help you. Sir, CSET math का special batch आएगा क्या? Like right now, I have no such information about it. But if there is anything like that, it will be informed, and I will ask the team, and then I will let you know in the next session. South Sudan is in the southern side of Sudan. It is not having any connectivity with Red Sea. So South Sudan is also on the southern side of Sudan. Now, coming to this one part, depreciation of Indian currency, depreciation of rupee. So now the question here is, now the topic here is, like, when we're talking about depreciation of Indian rupee, so first thing first, how it is going to impact us? How it is going to impact us? What will be the impact of this depreciation? What is depreciation actually? Depreciation is the fall in the value of local currency with respect to a foreign currency. The falling of value of the local currency with respect to a foreign currency is called depreciation. Second thing is, depreciation is caused by market factors of demand and supply. It depends on demand and supply. So when we talk about depreciation, this refers to fall in value of local currency with respect to foreign currency. Now the thing is, like, why there is a depreciation and how it is going to impact us. So can you tell me, why is the rupee falling? Why rupee is falling? It has touched a new low. Like, we see that it has been equal to $1 has become equal to 90.25 rupees also. It has fallen down to the value of 90.25 rupees also. So now the question is, why is the rupee falling so much? Anyone? Can you give me the idea? Why is the rupee falling? Foreign portfolio outflow, correct? Now there is another question. Why are the foreign investors going outside? There is one region that is FPI outflow. FPI outflow. Can you tell me what is the region behind it? What is the region behind this FPI outflow? That is true, that demand of like dollar is more than rupees, then we see that there is depreciation. I am saying that what is the factor responsible for this? Why we are having more and more demand of dollar as compared to rupee? Trade is not good with US government and remaining countries. Okay, we see there is another region, that widening trade deficit. Widening trade deficit. It means simply import. This is becoming greater than export. Import is becoming greater than export. So that is also one of the region. Okay. Now, what is the reason behind FPI outflow? What is the reason behind FPI outflow? I'm asking this one part, that why are the foreign portfolio investors, why they're moving away from India? They have invested huge amount of money in India, but in recent times, we have seen that the foreign direct investment as well as foreign portfolio investments are also declining. Okay. So there are two factors behind it. Domestic factors and international. Domestic and international factors. What is the domestic factor here? Domestic factor is that there is structural issues with respect to Indian economy. There is issue with respect to investment. There is issue with respect to government regulations, government policies, higher amount of taxes, more and more compliance. So there are so many structural issues with the Indian economy. Structural issues of Indian economy. Issues of Indian economy. And on the other hand, we see that UK, US or Western economies are becoming more and more stable. Okay. So stability in US, UK, European Union, etc. So these markets are becoming stable. So foreign portfolio investors are pulling their investment out of India and they're investing in other countries. So that is also one factor why we are having a depreciation in the rupee. And the third factor is India-US trade deal. This is something which has been delayed. This India-US trade deal, it has been delayed. Like what we see that when we are talking about US-China, their deal has been finalized. US has finalized deal with the UK. US has finalized deal with many other countries of the world. But the US-India trade deal is not going to take place in the near future. We see that it has been delayed for more than 7 to 8 months. It is the end of 2025. It has been almost 1 year. We have been negotiating, but it has not been made final. So India-US trade deal is also lagging. That's why we see that the investors are losing confidence. They are losing confidence in the Indian market. That's why they are moving away from India. Okay. So this is one of the part. Okay. So this is one of the part why we see that the rupee is depreciating. What is the impact? Okay. What is the impact? There can be several impacts. Like first thing is there can be higher import cost. There is going to be higher import cost. Suppose that we have to purchase oil. There are certain items which we have to purchase from outside. One of them is oil. Or the fuel. This is going to become costly. The fuel is going to become costly. And when it becomes costly, it will give rise to inflation. This is something which is going to give rise to inflation. There is going to be another challenge, and that is foreign debt repayment. Foreign debt repayment. Foreign debt repayment. So in this case also, what we see that it will become more expensive to pay back the loans. Okay, loans are becoming expensive. The foreign loans, they are becoming expensive. Like suppose that we were supposed to pay $500 per month. We were supposed to pay $500 per month. So initially we were supposed to give 40,000 rupees per month. But when it becomes $1 becomes 90 rupees, then we will have to provide 45,000 instead of 40,000. Okay. So this is one part, that foreign debt repayment, that is also one part. Okay. Then you will find that like Indians, when they are going abroad, Indians going abroad, it is going to be costly for them. Indian tourists going outside, it is going to be costly for them. But there is a positive aspect, that exports, this is going to become cheaper, and hence there can be an increase. There can be an increase. Although many people say this, that this is a misconception, that depreciation of the rupee is going to make our exports like the depreciation of rupee is going to lead to increase in our export. They say that there is only an increase in the export value. There is only an increase in the export value, but there is no such real increase in the exports. Because right now, if we look at the global market, it is having protectionism. Indian trade relations with other countries are at all-time low. Indian trade relations are not quite good. So our exports are not going to increase. It's simply like earlier also we were selling the same items. Now we are just going to see that it will give more rupees. Export is same, but we will be getting slightly more rupees. Okay. So only the export value will increase, not the actual export. Okay. So this is one part which we see, that what is the impact of depreciation of Indian currency. Now the question here is from Sanjana, that has the US delayed this deal intentionally? So what do you think? What do all of you think? Has it been done intentionally? Like if I ask from all of you, what do you think about this? Has the US delayed India-US trade deal intentionally, or it is just like part and parcel of the deal? Has it been delayed intentionally? If I ask from you, has it been delayed intentionally? Destroy economy. So what do all of you think? Has it been delayed intentionally? Okay. Now, there is one institute called as International Institute of Democracy and Electoral Assistance. International Institute of Democracy and Electoral Assistance. Okay. So if we look at this one institution, this is something, when we look at this, the Chief Election Commissioner of India, he has been elected as chair for 2026. Means he will be acting as chairperson of this IDEA. IDEA stands for International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Association. So if you look at this one institution, if you just look at this, it was established in 1995. So this is a recent organization. It has been 30 years. If you look at this, it is an intergovernmental organization, has a current membership of 35 countries, and even US and Japan are acting as the observers of this one institution. So when we are talking about idea, so Chief Election Commissioner of India has been appointed as the chair of this body. Now, if you look at this, like this idea, it is also having an observer status in United Nations General Assembly. Means it is also taking part in the meetings of United Nations General Assembly. Then if you look at this, India is a founding member and we have participated in this. What is the main work? Electoral research, capacity building and training programs. So this is just for like assistance between countries with respect to elections, electoral reforms, etc., etc. So now, like if you look at this, this is quite ironical that right now in India, there has been a question on independence of the election commission itself, and at the same time, the Chief Election Commissioner of India will be holding the office of chairperson of this international idea. Okay, so that is a little bit ironical. Okay. Now, if we talk about CEC in India, Chief Election Commissioner, so can you tell me? I think this is one thing which all of you know. Just answer me a few things. What is the tenure? What is the tenure? What is the removal process? What is the removal process? Expensage. Is it charged upon or is it voted or discussed? So I am asking just a few basic things. First thing is, what is the tenure of Chief Election Commissioner? Second thing, which I want to know from you, that what is the removal process of Chief Election Commissioner? The third thing, which I want to know from you, that the expenses of Election Commission of India, is it charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India or is it voted after discussion? Six years or 65 years, in the same manner as Judge of Supreme Court, correct? Okay. 6 or 65 years, 6 or 65 years of age. That is first part. Second thing, if you look at this, same as Supreme Court judge, same as Supreme Court judge. Then, if we talk about the expenses, is it charged upon or voted? Is it charged upon or voted? There is two type of expenditure. One which is charged expenditure. Charged expenditure means the one which has to be mandatorily, approved by the parliament. And then there is a voted expenditure. Voted expenditure is something on which first there is a discussion, then there is a voting, and then after that there is approval of the budget. So in case of Election Commission of India, is it voted upon or charged upon? Is this expense voted or charged? Remember one thing, this is one of the major drawbacks here, that the Election Commission of India, its expenditure is not charged upon. Its expenditure is voted and discussed. Okay. So that's why here the answer is voted and discussed. It is not charged upon. That is another challenge with respect to Election Commission of India. The ECI has been particularly asking for this reform for a very long period of time. Even the Election Commission of India has been saying that it should be made charged upon. But right now it is voted. So remember this one part. At some places it is written that it is charged upon, but it is not charged upon. It is voted and discussed. Okay. So that's why the answer is voted and discussed. Now there is one question from Bharat Parmar. If there is mention only Sudan, it means North Sudan. I had been confused because if it is Sudan, it means the North Sudan. South Sudan is a different country. So it's not written North Sudan at many places. It is simply Sudan and South Sudan. Sudan and South Sudan. Sudan is the bigger one. Clear? Now there is one information for all of you. There is one information for all of you. Those who are preparing for interview program, okay. So UPSC CSC 2025 interview guidance program is also going to start from 5th of December. So those who have cleared, those who have confidence that they are going to clear the mains exam, for them, the mock interview is going to start from 5th of December. Okay. So in this part, there will be DAF analysis and discussion, mock interview sessions, performance evaluation and feedback. In fact, there will be a recorded video and feedback which will be provided for you, and there will be exclusive sessions by the expert panels also. So those who are preparing for interview, they can opt for this one course also. Okay. Now coming to this third topic, disruption in parliament. So this is one interesting topic from the mains point of view, disruption in parliament. Now let's see this one topic one by one. First of all, if we look at this, the challenges to functioning of parliament. Challenges to functioning of parliament. What are the issues? One of the first issue which we see here is lesser number of working days. Lesser number of working days. Can you tell me how many days the parliament is actually there meeting? The parliament is having meeting for how many days in 1 year? Any guess? For how many days the parliament is meeting in 1 year? How many number of days are there? How many number of days are there for which our parliament is meeting in 1 year? How many number of days we see that parliament is meeting in 1 year? Any idea? Frequent disruption. Just to give an example, 67% time of 15th Lok Sabha wasted due to disruption. Okay. 190 to 150, 200 days. I am asking about Indian Parliament. I am asking you about the Indian Parliament, not anyone other country. Just to give you an example, from 2019 to 2024, the Lok Sabha has met for near about 275 days. That roughly equals to 55 days per year. That roughly equals to 55 days per year. From 2019 to 2024, Lok Sabha has met for 274 days. In fact, 274 days itself. I am giving one grace day, and in that also we'll find that if we take an average of last 5 years, it is 55 days per year, and we are saying 190, 200. That is not for Indian Parliament. Then the third thing which we see that we are having significantly higher use of guillotine method. Guillotine method. Can you tell me what is the guillotine method? There is one thing called as guillotine. There is one thing called as guillotine method. So can you tell me what is the guillotine method? You will find that in the, I guess in the French history or the Russian history, you will find that there was use of the guillotine method, in which the head of a person was chopped off in just one go. They were chopping off the head of the person in just one single attack, in one single snap. In same manner, the bills are being passed by the Indian Parliament without any discussion. All bills are put to vote, and it is simply that all in the favor of the bill say yes, those against the bill say no. So even without any discussion, without any deliberation on particular topics or particular themes of the bill, all of them are voted upon simultaneously. Okay. So this is one thing, passing the bills without any discussion. There is another part, that is use of ordinance method. Use of ordinance method. Use of ordinance method. So ordinance method is being used. Ordinance method is being used by the union as well as state governments in order to pass a particular bill, or in order to put those bills which are less likely to be passed by Parliament. The governments have been using the ordinance method. Then there is another thing, that anti-defection law, anti-defection and whip. This is something which is used to make the MPs loyal to parties. The MPs are representative of the people. The member of parliaments, they are the representative of the people, but they remain loyal to their political parties. They are remaining loyal to their political parties instead of being loyal towards the people. They are not asking questions which people want them to ask. They are not asking questions. They are simply staying loyal to their political party. And it is not only for the party which is there in the power. It is for all the MPs across all the political parties. Okay. It is at the state legislature level also. It is at the union legislature level also, that the MPs or the MLAs, they are not asking questions which they should be asking. Rather, they are staying loyal to their political parties. Why? Because if they go against it, there might be use of anti-defection law. So this has also curtailed the functioning of Indian Parliament. Now, again I am giving you one question. Suggest methods for improving performance of Indian Parliament by taking global examples. By taking global examples. So this is one very important task for all of you. This is a very important task for all of you. This will help to make your notes very much better. What you have to do, you already have made notes of Parliament. I guess you have already made notes of Parliament. Now what you have to do, this is a very relevant topic for your mains exam. You have to just search one thing, that what examples India can learn from the rest of the world with respect to effective functioning of the Parliament. So take some examples from UK, some examples from US, some examples from France and other part of the world. I hope you can work on this. Can you give me some unique suggestions in the comment box in the next 24 hours? Can you give me some suggestions in the comment box in the next 24 hours? That what can be done, what we can adopt. You can mention something. You can mention something especially from any other country. Okay. So this is one part. Now coming to the next one thing, the Kosi River. Okay. So why we are again discussing about this Kosi River? Last day also we have discussed about this. Ani, you are all saying this one part, that transparency, discipline, technology, committee system, accountability, these are general points. I am asking some specific points from taking examples from another countries, that how they have ensured it. Yes, Bharat, I forget totally about it. Let me write it somewhere so that next day I can see this. CRISPR Birsa 101 indigenous gene editing technology. Okay. So I have taken a note of it, and in the next session, before the next session, I will go through it. Okay. So I have added it in my notes. Okay. Now, so we have this one thing, Kosi River. So last day we have discussed about this Kosi River, the basics of it. Now the thing is, there are certain people who are in the favor that there should be embankment on the Kosi River. An embankment can help in preventing the flood. So what is the argument in the favor? Okay. That these embankments are providing short-term protection. This is something which can reduce the immediate flood water level in a confined stretch, and it can provide temporary protection to the nearby settlements. Okay. So this is something which is like providing a short-term relief. It is providing the opportunity to shift the people to other locations. It is politically appealing because it is a visible infrastructure. It is a visible infrastructure, so it is politically appealing also. Government can promote embankment as quick visual projects that show action against flood, and they can be easy to promise also. So that is one thing which we see about the embankments. Okay. In fact, you will find that it allows agriculture and habitation close to the river. It can also help in having agriculture and habitation close to the river. If we are having embankment, if we are making embankment across the river, it will also help in use the area for farming and settlement, which is politically and economically attractive. Then it is also part of the river linking plans. Okay. So through the embankments, through the help of canals, we can see that it can help in river linking also. We can help in river linking also. But then many people are going against this idea. Okay. We see that Kosi is frequently breaching the embankments. In the case of Kosi River, why the embankment is not a solution? You can see Kosi has breached embankment in 1963, 68, 71, 94, 97, 1984, 87, 91, 2008, 2024. Okay. So it has continuously and repeatedly broken all these embankments. So for the Kosi River, embankment is not a solution. Then we see that Kosi is having huge sediment, so it is going to raise the river bed. Okay. Then embankment can prevent natural shifting, so it can lead to pressure buildup and can have catastrophic breachage. Okay. Then we also see that increased flooding outside embankment. So what we will see that water will not be spread evenly. Let's say that this is the river and we have made an embankment along this. Now if the embankment has been broken here, the entire water will be spilled in this area. The entire water will be spilling in this area. So here what we see that this will lead to flooding outside the embankments. Water will not spread naturally across the plains. Okay. Plus at the same time, the Kosi River, it is flowing through that area which is having high seismic activities. It is in the part of northern portions of Bihar. This is the region which is known for higher seismic activities. So from geological point of view also, embankment along the coast of Kosi River is not simply possible. Okay. So that's why Kosi is the sorrow of Bihar. What is being advocated? What is being suggested? Like what is the suggestion which has been provided? There is one suggestion which has been provided. What is the suggestion which has been provided? Suggestion is one simple thing. Live with the flood. Suggestion is very simple. Live with the flood. You cannot control it. You cannot tame it. You cannot divert it. So try to learn to live with the flood. How it can be done? You have to make the people empowered. You have to do massive reconstruction and rehabilitation activities. So flood in Kosi cannot be avoided. But what we can do in fact is we can try to live with it. We can try to minimize the impact of it rather than just thinking about controlling it. Controlling the Kosi River is very difficult. In fact, it is not only for India. In US also, there are certain rivers which are known for its flooding. In US also, there are certain rivers which are known for its flooding. Initially, they have also gone for embankment. They tried to control the river within a certain area. And whenever you try to control the river within a certain area, it is going to become disastrous at one place on another place. So this is one part, like don't fight the river, make it your friend. That is the only solution for the Kosi River. So embankment has not been successful even in the developed nations. It has not even been successful in the developed nation. So there is no such solution which is there. There is one part. Kosi is bringing huge amount of sediments. Now, sediments can be removed from the river from time to time. It's not that Kosi is going to fill the entire river bed in 1 year. If we are having continuous desiltation of the river bed, then Kosi will remain in its native place more likely. If we are carrying out the desiltation or desedimentation process, then there is lesser chances of flooding in Kosi River. So I hope that's clear. I hope all these 4 points are clear. Can you write this one answer? Can you write this one answer in the comment box? Suggest methods for improving performance of Indian Parliament by taking global examples. Just give me some answers for that. So that will be all for today. Thank you everyone. And let's meet in the next session. Then we will discuss about